Picture this, a packed writing workshop in Midtown Manhattan, where Amy Tan nervously admits she talks herself into bravery with every syllable. Every writer there, famous or not, feels that ripple of fear just as they stare at the blank page. What if that fear isn't the enemy, but the first spark of something brilliant? Ralph Keyes invites us to see writing courage not as absence of fear, but a dance with it. So what does it really take to turn that fear into fuel? Most writers think fear should be wiped out before putting pen to paper, but Keyes flips that script and says fear is actually vital. Let's unpack how anxiety silently powers your creativity. Amy Tan confessed in a workshop she has to talk herself into bravery with every syllable she writes. Not once, but every single time she sits down, she confronts crippling doubt. Yet it's precisely that trembling recognition of fear that sharpens her craft. Fear is a pulse, a reminder she's on the edge of discovery. Think of fear like taming a wild stallion. You don't calm it by scolding or ignoring it. You ride with it, guiding its power into momentum. Keyes compares anxiety not to a barrier, but a raw energy source a writer channels. Instead of fighting fear, you transform it, turn it into the engine driving your pen forward. The payoff, when you embrace that raw tension, your writing gains honesty and discipline. Writers like Pat Conroy say mastering fear lets them produce work that is brutally authentic, not watered down. Fear becomes a filter, stripping away pretense, leaving only the unvarnished truth that connects deeply with readers. We all chase the perfect setup, a better laptop, a cozy nook, a new agent. Keyes calls these false fear busters. They whisper lies that magic gear or setting will slay your inner critic. Let's debunk those myths. Many aspiring writers believe that buying the latest software or a fancy laptop will unlock their creative floodgates. Keyes points out this common trap with a telling anecdote. Writers buy gear, then procrastinate. The problem isn't the keyboard, it's the fear that hides behind the excuse of not ready yet. Similarly, relocating to that idyllic mountain cabin or beach house won't dissolve your self-doubt. Keyes describes these settings as shiny distractions, like buying lottery tickets instead of showing up to the game. Anxiety follows you everywhere. The real work happens when you face it head-on, no matter where you write. What actually conquers fear is plain, gritty courage, the stubborn willingness to write badly, get feedback, and keep going. Keyes quotes Isabel Allen's philosophy: your inner conviction, not your tools or connections, drives lasting success. Tools fail, courage doesn't. Fear isn't just about starting. Once you share your writing, criticism can send writers running. Keyes teaches us a crucial skill: how to let critique sharpen your courage instead of killing it. Keyes recounts a workshop moment when Pat Conroy received brutal feedback but stayed open, tuning his fear into motivation. Instead of shutting down, he listened and resurfaced stronger. This example shows criticism isn't a personal attack but a tool to refine your voice. Writing workshops aren't just groups, they're arenas where fear is confronted daily. Keyes views them like a forge: heat and pressure shape raw metal. Writers learn to separate their fragile ego from their work, discovering a steadier courage to keep exposing their truth publicly. With practice, fear around criticism morphs into resilience. Like Amy Tan says, it's a muscle you build by choosing to face vulnerability repeatedly. The result is a writer who stops fleeing surprise judgments and starts using them to grow, turning fear from foe into fuel for evolving art. Remember Amy Tan whispering bravery syllable by syllable? That trembling moment is not roadblock but starting pistol. Ralph Keyes shows us courage isn't absence of fear but leaning into it again and again. So next time you freeze at your desk, try this: write one brutal, honest sentence despite the fear. That's not just writing, that's courage in action. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.